Well, congratulations to Jake Hill lifting that British Touring Car champion. He is the BTCC 2024 champion and absolutely fully deserved. We kind of predicted it, hoped it, as well as, both Tom, Jake, you can make an argument for Ash as well. They all deserved it, but it was Jake was the man. And there were some doubts, I think, throughout the weekend. In qualifying, not really as fast as we hoped with Colin on pole. Then we had the race one. We'll get into that in a second. But he did win race one thanks to Colin. But he didn't really have the speed. And race two, Ingram made it easy going past him. And then race three, well, that was the showdown, wasn't it? It was wet. And I remember years ago in the BTCC, and when Colin was going for the championship, I think it was very much raining as well. And the BMW did not like the rain. But they did all that work. They got their setup absolutely right. And then Jake Hill wins the BTCC champion. Absolutely fantastic. I am so happy for Jake. Laser Tools racing the WSR team. It must have been absolutely fantastic. And here's, the shot of him as the champion of 2024. Who would have guessed that? I don't think Jake would have been in my top three, if I'm honest, going into the first race of the season, even going when we were at Brands Hatch in April. I was like, I'm not really too sure. I'm not really too sure here. But look at this. Here's the footage of Jake Hill getting out of the Laser Tools Racing BMW WSR car and being crowned the BTCC champion. He entered the race as a non-champion. He exits the car as a champion. Absolutely fantastic. And one thing ITV were actually talking about, which I thought was brilliant about Jake Hill, was the fact that this guy, his dad, is one of the few people in the paddock amongst the drivers who still has a mortgage. And they were saying how Jake Hill did not have the advantage of loads of moolah like some of the other drivers did in relation to getting where he is today. They had to save every penny, scrimp every pound, to the point where I think even the commentators were saying most of the paddock at some point have put a few pennies in the pot towards Jake Hill, and it just made it all the more sweeter. Jake Hill, absolutely fantastic. Well done. You are the BTCC champion. I could not be happier. This was Jake coming over the line. And there's Ash Sutton winning race 3. But here we go. Get ready for some tears. I had some tears. Jake definitely had some tears. And so did his dad. It was brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. And there we go. There comes the waterworks. In Kent, the homeboy of Brands Hatch. There's his dad cheering on. Look at that. Emotional, yes. Absolutely fantastic, of course. Well done, Jake. So let's have a look. This is about Jake. We'll probably have another show towards the end of next week about the winners and losers. But let's talk about Jake's race to the championship this weekend. And yeah, this happened here. It was the end of Ash Sutton and nearly the end, but not quite, of Tom Ingram's BTCC. And this is why. So when we have a look at it, let's have a look at this. We're not completely looking at the start, but we're going to be looking at the first big moment. And as you can see here, Josh Cook comes in like a wrecking ball here and pretty much destroys Sutton's championship. Tom Ingram there, he carries on. He goes down to, I think, 9th, and there's absolute chaos. It's like a destruction derby up there. Let's have a look at it again. Josh Cook, completely out of control. He did say he may have a puncture. Puncture potentially. But here we go, the grey car of Josh Cook, whoop-de-doo. Absolutely. And then Sutton's like, oh my gosh, 2 out of the 3 big championship contenders. And then Morgan's like, no way, man. I'm going to finish you off. And sadly, he does, doesn't he? So, and this was the moment as well, where Jake Hill arguably wins the World Championship by getting in the inside of Tom Ingram there. It is, Tom Ingram, you could not be any more aggressive than that. It was fair. And there is Jake Hill on the power. Down, I think this is Pilgrim's Drop, I think it is. And he's got the inside. Ingram is slightly ahead of this stage, and he's like, thank you very much. I will see you later. And then he goes through to win the championship. Absolutely fantastic. So these, Jake himself said the 2024 champion sounds amazing. It hasn't just sunk in yet. It's everything I've ever wanted and more. I'm overwhelmed. The support has been incredible. I'm speechless. The emotion started to hit me as I made my way to the last corner at Clearways. I was getting a bit teary-eyed there. We just brought it home. As we crossed the line, it was just an amazing experience. We've had a great race, an amazing weekend, and it happened when I needed it most. It made everything worth it. It has been such a fight the last 15 years to even stay on the grid, and now we've made it happen. Absolutely you have. And these are the final drivers' standings, with Jake Hill winning on 421 to Tom Ingram's 413. Jake getting 8 wins to Tom's 6. In terms of second places, he's got 3 to Tom's 5. In terms of third places, Jake Hill has 5 to Tom's 4. Ash Sutton getting his, surprisingly, when you think about it, only 3 wins this year. His third win, 5 second places and 6 thirds. He scored a 365, and then Colin Turkington finishing 4th and 346. Equal, funny enough, with Dan Camish in that top 5, but he's got the 5 wins to Camish's 1 win. So yeah, there we go. So when we have a look at the team's trophy, well, it's a Napa Racing UK taking it, Team Bristol Street Motors in second and Team BMW in third. But the manufacturer's trophy, well done to Team BMW, beating out the Alliance Racing and the Ford. The Hyundai's finishing third and the Toyota's finishing 4th. In terms of the independent drivers, well, it's Aaron Taylor Smith. 20 wins throughout the year. That's amazing, isn't it? 564 points is the total there. In terms of the independent teams, we've got Evans Halshaw Powermax Racing taking it with a 90-point lead on Restart Racing. And in terms of the Jack Sears Trophy, well done to Mikey Doble. 15 wins. Absolutely fantastic. More than doubling anyone else's wins, which was brilliant. Well done to them. And the Goodyear Wingfoot Award, we spoke yesterday, Colin Turkington, in terms of the qualifying. So let's have a quick rundown on the races then. So let's have a look at race number 1. It was won by Jake Hill, Colin Turkington second, albeit Colin Turkington probably could have won, but it was the absolutely immense defensive driving of Colin Turkington that stopped Tom Ingram attacking Jake Hill. Now you have to wonder that had Tom Ingram got by, he was so much faster in the dry, I think, than Jake. He has so much more confidence in the car. Colin may have saved Jake Hill the championship just there. And to be fair, Jake was absolutely, being a bro to Colin, saying how much he appreciated it, and he's one of the best teammates ever. And yeah, absolutely. But then race 2, Tom Ingram, despite starting third, passed Jake Hill, passed Colin, and on to win the race. And Colin, basically, obviously, he's not going to pass Jake, is he? But you kind of felt at times he had the pace on young Jake Hill. So there we go. But then it wasn't until race 3, a champion's drive from Jake Hill, starting, yes, in front of Tom Ingram, but Tom Ingram got ahead of him. And as you've just seen that clip there, Jake Hill passes Tom Ingram, ultimately for that world championship. So it was a short one, but today was all about Jake Hill. Absolutely massive congratulations to Jake Hill. I could not be happier. We have a new BTCC champion. So in 2025, we're going to have quite a few on the grid. If you like what you see, please give us a subscribe. That would be absolutely fantastic. Hit that notification button if you do not want to miss a video. Don't worry, this will not be our last BTCC video of the year or before the pre-season. We will no doubt be talking about the race again, talking about the fallout of the race, and then talking about the season as a whole. I can't wait. Until then, stay safe and speak to you soon.